Hey, this is Russ. I have a new bike to show you guys. Take a look at this one. This is the Velotric Thunder 1. Now you may take a look at this and say, well, it doesn't look like an e-bike, and that's the whole point. It doesn't look like an e-bike. It looks like a standard bike. 36 pounds. This thing is extremely light. 36 pounds. So you can actually pick this up with one hand. Let me show you this. Let me see if I can do this with one hand while holding the camera. If I simply just that's a one hand grab. So you might be thinking, well, could you do that with any other bike? And the answer would be no. You really can't. A lot of the e-bikes are 70 pounds or more. I have one e-bike that's 93 pounds. Try to do that with one hand. So yeah, it's a very lightweight bike. It's easy to move around. It's got gears. Yeah, it's got 7 gears on here. And the derailleur is from Shimano. It's a Shimano Altus. Let's take a look at that real quick here. Shimano Altus. It's got a Shimano cassette in the back. It's a geared hub. So 350 watt motor on it. That peaks out at 600. I think it has like 44, 45 Newton meters of torque. Yeah, this is nice. This has got a thin tire. If you take a look at it, this is not like your big 4-inch fat tires. It's kind of like your standard road bike, right? So yeah, the shifters on here, trigger shifters. Trigger shifters. I love the trigger shifters. So the one on the top is the one that goes gearing down. The one in the back is the one that goes up. All right. Now there's a couple of different ways you can turn on this bike. You might notice too that there's this little circular thing here. It's in red right now. That is a fingerprint sensor. So if you wanted to turn on the bike, you can put your fingerprint on here and it'll sense this fingerprint and turn it on. Another way to turn it on, if you may have noticed it was already on when I got up there, is because if my phone is with me, I have it set up for auto on. So it'll sense that you are near the bike and turn it on automatically for you. Now, what happens if you walk away from the bike? If you walk away from the bike, it'll sense that your phone is not anywhere close to the bike. It'll shut itself down. And if for some reason it forgets that and can't sense it, you can set it up for an automatic shutdown after X amount of time. Okay. Now, if you look on the handlebar, you see that there's no display, and that's because it typically uses your cell phone for the display. Now, if you take a look up on top of here, there's a circular section here. That's where your cell phone would go, and they give you one of these mounts, so you can put this on the back of your cell phone. Put it on here. Imagine your cell phone being on here, and your phone would be on there. Now, I did not attach it to my cell phone because I plan to get rid of my cell phone very shortly and upgrade to a new cell phone. So I didn't want to put it on my phone case quite yet because I want to save this for the new phone. So I didn't do it. So when we're riding, I'm going to just put a regular cell phone mount up here. I know that's not the way to do it, but I didn't want to waste this at this point. But this is how it's done, so that you know, okay? There's 5 levels of pedal assist right here. You can go up and down to change it, and as you go up and down, you'll notice that the colors will change, okay, on the sensor, the fingerprint sensor, and that's an indication of the various levels of pedal assist that you can go. You have 5 levels of pedal assist. There's also an on-off button here. You can manually turn off the bike by just holding this button on the top, and you'll notice that it'll shut itself down. It is also the on and off button for the front headlight. Swing around here. And what's interesting with the headlight is this will automatically turn on if it's too dark. All right. And of course, if you don't want it on, you can use this to turn it on and off. So it's a double function. It's a headlight turn on and off, but it is also a power off switch if you want to manually power down the bike. The brakes are from Tektro, and these are hydraulic brakes. So yeah, very easy to depress, very good stopping power. The Tektros are nice because you can get brake pads almost anywhere at this point. The seat, or the saddle, is a thin saddle. Now, I'm a big guy. Admittedly, this is a little too thin and too hard for me. But if you're into like racing bikes, you're kind of familiar with this type of saddle. They're thin and narrow, makes it less of a problem if you're going some distance. But for me, I think I would need something that's a little bit bigger, so I may eventually change that out. The saddle does not have a quick release, so this one has to be set up with a hex driver over here, but that also keeps people from stealing your saddle. So once you set it, you don't usually change it that often. So overall, the Velotric is a very nice bike. Now, how do you pronounce Velotric? It's not Velotric, it's Velotric if you say it quickly. Individually, you can call it Velotric, but they tell me Velotric is typically how it's said. There's a couple of bosses here for either a bike lock or a water bottle. And also in the front here, you've got a couple here on each side, and that's for future panniers if they come out with something like that. 160 millimeter rotors on here. Yeah, this is a nice bike. So because of the fact that it is a torque sensor, you have to put some effort to ride this bike. If you don't pedal, you don't move, and the harder you pedal, the faster you go. And of course, the motor helps you too. So being a true class 1 bike, you get 20 miles per hour, and I have been able to bring this up to 20 miles per hour, even for me with a bad replaced knee. But admittedly, yeah, it's going to give me a little bit of workout, no doubt. So that's the Thunder 1. So let's take a look at it while we're riding it and see how we do. And let me give you some footage of that. So anyways, stay tuned. All right, let's do a little bit of riding here. Kids are out playing baseball. I think there's a soccer game going on there. Yeah, a lot of activities are going on now. It's getting to the point where people want to be outside more. Grass is turning green, trees are starting to come out, so yeah, nice. So the Velotric Thunder 1, well, yeah, it's a torque sensor on here, so I have to pedal to move, and the harder I pedal, the more it moves. Now you can change your pedal assist levels here, and colors will change on the fingerprint sensor. Kind of tells you what the level is based on color. But even if I put it on full pedal assist, if I don't pedal hard, you're not going to go really fast. So you do have to pedal hard to get the fastest speed. I have taken this up to 20 miles per hour. So pure class 1 bike. This is a nice bike to be able to take with you if you don't have a bike rack, you know, an e-bike bike rack, that is. If you have just a standard bike rack, it only weighs 34 pounds. So that's not that much more than any other regular bike that's out there. So I think you can actually use a standard bicycle rack. I have an old one that I've used for many years, but I have not put any of the e-bikes on there because the e-bikes are way too heavy. So I could use that rack. All right, let's cut through here. So what's my impression of the Velotric Thunder 1? Well, it's got a lot of technology, and it rides very well. Rides very well, just like a standard bike would ride. If you're looking for a bike that is not like a standard e-bike where it does all the work for you, you want to ride it like a regular bike, this is the bike for you. You have to put effort. You don't put effort, you don't move. So unlike the cadence sensor type bikes, I have a commuter bike that's a cadence sensor. It kind of does the work for you. So you don't have to pedal really hard and you're still moving. As long as you're moving your legs, it moves. This one, with the torque sensor, it moves according to how much effort you put in. And so you're going to get a lot more exercise this way. I'm still debating myself whether this is actually the right one for me though, because I do have a replaced knee, and of course I can only put as much pressure as my knee can handle. So, but like I said, even so, I have been able to get to 20 miles per hour on this. Right now, we're measuring out at about 16, 17 miles an hour. Let's hit 20. Let's push it. Now I'm going up a slight incline, but here we are at 20 miles per hour. Oh, I hit 21 for a slight time there. So, ease up a little bit here. Yeah, my knees, of course, have a little more problems than the average person with a complete replaced knee, but even for me, I'm able to do it if I want to. I tend to find that I hover around the 14 to 16 mile per hour range most often on this bike. It's okay. There's times you don't have to go really fast, right? You just want to enjoy the area. That's when you do it. Anyway, I just wanted to show you the new bike. If you're interested in this bike, check the affiliate links inside the description of the video, and use that if you want to buy one of these things. They also have a more basic version called the Thunder 1 ST. Basically similar to this bike, except you don't get the fingerprint sensor technology. Oh, one more thing that I didn't tell you. Two more things I didn't tell you. The bike has an alarm system on here. Yeah, if somebody moves your bike, you get a notification on your phone saying your bike is moving. You should check it. Yeah. So it'll tell you that someone's stealing your bike if they're messing with it. Another thing it tells you is if you're not sure where you left your bike, there's a thing called Find My Bike. Yeah, there's a map system on the app. It'll basically tell you exactly where your bike is. So yeah, it's got a GPS tracker on it. I'm telling you, this bike has everything. GPS tracker, fingerprint technology. Somebody moves your bike, it sends an alarm to you, tells you that. Yeah, it's got it all. Anyway, if you're interested in this bike, go ahead and check the description below. Get one of these or get the ST version if you don't need the fingerprint sensor. The ST version also has a similar function. It uses the Apple Find My app. So it'll let you find where your bike is. But it doesn't have all the other fun stuff that this bike has. So pay a little bit more, get the better one if you can. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys next time.